Now, being a solo player isn't easy, and especially when it comes to forts. So, with consistent server hoppers and galleons of wannabe ninjas, it doesn't exactly favour the solo player. But with this conclusion, it only makes sense for solo players to steal forts instead of clearing them yourself. The less people in your crew, the less likely you are to be caught. So, welcome my friends to my
Fort Stealing Guide.
Now, don't get me wrong, you might be thinking,
But Liquorless, I am far too kind to steal items from other players. I am a very, very nice pirate.
well, from now on, you're not, I'm sorry. We're stealing forts, and that's the end of it. Anyway, let's get right into this.
Fort Stealing Guide.
Right, first of all, we need to find an occupied fort. Preferably a galleon full of completionist pirates. The more Athena cosmetics, the better, because then they're going to stand out like glow sticks and run around with their treasure like a kid at Christmas. Step 2. We need a rowboat, guys. I mean, you don't need a rowboat 100% of the time, but we have to remember we're on our own here. We don't want to underestimate our opponents. We need to get rid of that mermaid. Most pirates check for mermaids nowadays, so it's completely essential that we get rid of the mermaid. You know, the odd exception, you can get away with swimming over, but it's just not convenient, and, you know, we're playing safe here. And step 3, we need some good quality food, preferably pineapples, kraken meat, megalodon meat, trophy fish, shark meat, or any other type of high health or like 2-bite items. If our plans go wrong, this is going to be key to whether you survive or not. Also, sharks are still a thing even when we're rowboating. Sometimes we're going to leave our boat, get stuck in awkward situations, and sharks will always be there at the most annoying time because Joni protects everyone. Trust me, I know. Now, next up, we need to hide our boat in a very strategical location. Your boat needs to be completely hidden, but also in a convenient teleport location so you're ready to swoop in and get the treasure whenever the enemy spawns right next to you, because it happens a lot. So your boat can be hiding behind some rocks or maybe dagger tooth or, you know, any outpost nearby. Just hide your boat from the enemy and make sure it's in a good spot when you teleport back to it. Right, now just make sure you have the right weapons that you're comfortable with, and we start making our way to the fort on the rowboat, hidden and swift. If you need to go the long way around, then do it. It all depends on the crew, whether they have lookouts or not. You need to try and see if they do, and don't use your spyglass because it will give flares and they'll see you a lot easier. We can't raise suspicion because we need them to keep making progress on the fort. If they're not making progress, they're being unproductive and they're wasting their time. If you get caught, it's better just to die and act like a fool so they think you're not following my guide, obviously. Right, now this is a tricky part of the guide. I'm not going to go through different hiding positions, but you just need to get to the fort and hide. When it comes to hiding spots, use your own creativity. You know, there's so many emotes now that you can mess with to hide inside of rocks and under the water. There's so many places to hide from pirates. You know, since trends change constantly, there's no point me telling you what to do, since Summit and Pace change what they're doing on their streams all the time, which then influences the most checked spots. So just go to any forts and have a look around and see what you can do and where you can hide. Now the most boring part, and probably the hardest part, patience. Patience is key. Getting bored can result in you doing stupid things. Hiding on the enemy boat, for example, sometimes it's a viable option, but only in certain circumstances. If you're stealing from a knowledgeable crew, it can result in you getting caught more likely. Sometimes it's better just to hide in a more low-key location. Like the towers, for example. So yeah. Knowing when to make a move all comes down to experience. The obvious time is when the enemies have mega kegs on board, but sometimes crews don't always bring them on board. Sometimes they take their time. Sometimes they leave them till last or just explode them, which means you have to find other methods to sink them, whether it be using the cannons on the island or using kegs from the island. When using kegs of any type, it's very important that you don't rush explode them. Two things you must remember is the keg needs to explode in the bottom side of the hull, preferably. You need to be alive also when it explodes. That's the biggest thing. You need to be alive. So don't do anything that puts your life in danger in the game. Remember, you are alone, and you are, you know, you still have to get back there in time. Now going to know you're coming next time. Right, so now I'm going to take you through what happened in this case scenario in the video. I was in a tower. I heard a guy coming out the tower. So I jumped out just in time. Perfect timing for him not to realize I'm there. So now I'm going to swim under the galleon and board. Since I know exactly where the mega keg is because I saw someone put it on the boat earlier and I saw them move it. See, this was because I was watching the whole time, watching them harpoon, watching them where they're putting everything. So I knew exactly where this mega keg was going to be. So just watch. So I'm boarding the vessel. Everyone's busy. So I go straight to the captain's cabin. I pick up the mega keg. Still, no one's looking at me. I have no idea what they're doing. I run down to the hull, light the mega keg, and get the hell out of there. Because that will do a lot of damage. So I get off. Oh, nearly. So one guy on top died. That explosion, there's no way you can live that. I know a lot of these guys are going to be low health or one shots because of the explosion. I know there's one guy here on my right on the island somewhere. Yep, and then there's a couple in the water. So we'll just quickly get rid of them to make things easier. There's one. Also, saving your bullets is really key here. Don't waste any shots. There's 4 people you need to kill, and you've only got 10 bullets, you know? So you need to be careful. One guy up top there. Oh, he seems to be AFK. Perfect timing for that, eh? He's going to get back. His crew's going to be like, what was you doing? Anyway, I'm looking for this last guy. Get shot. Quickly food up. There he is. Pop one shot in there, and he's dead. Oh, one guy's back. Nice little respawn he got there. And there we go. Problem solved. 4 people dead. 1 sunk galleon. Barely tried. See, it can be that simple. Just because I watched the whole time and I knew exactly what they were doing. Right, now the hard part's over. We grab our rowboat. We load the rest of the loot very quick. Time is of the essence, guys, really. People spawn right next to you on the islands. I'm not kidding. Donate favors every single person that does not PvP, I swear to God. So load that quick and get the hell out of there. In this video, I could do it with a rowboat because I was right next to Daggertooth. But, you know, you may need to load the rowboat, move the rowboat, hide it on an island, get your sloop and come pick it up. In most case scenarios, I'd imagine. In this video, they did spawn right next to me, so I had to escape the fort unseen. If I was on my sloop, I wouldn't have had a chance to pick loot up. So make sure you keep that rowboat safe all times because you're most likely going to need it. And there we have it. We made it back the whole way. The galleon didn't see us. I only took 1 gunshot the whole entire time. And guys, that was all because of positioning and awareness and timing, knowing where people are and just being safe the whole time. Having the enemy not know where you are is the best tool you can have under your belt. Here, I managed to sell all the loot in time. No one even came near me. They didn't even suspect that I went to Daggertooth. Of course, they got here. They saw no boat, and then that was it. They just gave up, and that was it. So, yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's how you steal forts solo. Information is key, and be observant of your enemies and watch at all times. If this guide has helped you, please consider liking the video and help me out. And then find the nearest watermelon farm to your local establishment. Take one, place it on your head, yes, fully on your head, so that your face is covered by watermelon. Then run full speed like a ram, head down, head first into the subscribe button. I would appreciate that very, very much. Anyway, I've been Liquorless, and I will see you guys in the next one.